Tech Cocktail Sessions, educational and inspirational talks from experienced startup founders, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders.
Thanks so much for hosting this and for having us. It's super exciting to be here in downtown Las Vegas. It is a really great showing of people, so give yourselves a hand for coming out. I think a lot of people have been on the show floor. We've been hearing all the stuff about fancy technologies, drones, Pebble watches, the bendable TVs were a really big hit. But the work that I do really focuses on, what the relevance of all of this technology is, not just for technology's sake, and the wow factor, and it is very cool, and visibility cloaks, I think, maybe are not too far off and would be very cool when they come. But what does it matter to humans? How does it actually really make our lives better? And not just those who are particularly privileged, which I think a lot of us in this room are, but people who might not have as much as us. People maybe even as far as Africa or Southeast Asia. How does this innovation and technology actually, again, drive real meaningful impact and change? I think you see this a lot in not just the hard technology world, but software and entrepreneurship in general. I think there's even a whole website dedicated to solving first world problems, and there's a list that you can scroll down. Problems like, I can never come up with cool enough music for my party, or Safeway is a whole 10 minutes away, but I really need Twinkies right now. Those are a lot of the problems that people are solving for, and they're applying, brilliant minds and really relevant abilities to code towards solving these kinds of problems. Now, sometimes solving first world problems can lead to really amazing things like MakerBots and Airbnb, which end up creating, marketplaces and exchanges for people to actually, live more carbon neutral lives by sharing their, homes on Airbnb and being able to have these great travel experiences. But for the most part, I don't know if anybody saw TechCrunch Disrupts Hackathon this past year and the Tit Stare app that came out, which allows you to use a phone to stare at somebody's boobs through the camera. And that is just, a waste, a total waste of brilliant minds, college funding from parents going towards that, when there are actually really big, meaty problems to solve. It's not actually just funny, although it's really ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is it's, focusing on first world problems is ignoring like 99% of the marketplace, right? Even if you're just thinking of this as pure business. You're ignoring 99% of users, 99% of needs, and from even not just a do-good social perspective, 99% of, a business opportunity to make lives better for people. I actually because I host this conference, I see people all the time, though. It's not all sad. There are lots of people, and I think more and more people who are focusing on solving actual hard, tangible problems. There are people who we invite to speak at our conference every year. We host a big conference in New York, but also have satellites around the world. And we like to put the people on the stage who are doing this kind of work. There's been a burgeoning of people obviously working in the education spaces and starting startups that make education more accessible to people. There are people who are, a good friend of mine who is working on a startup to make, insurance plans actually transparent and work as an actual exchange. He actually, started that because his mother had cancer and had really terrible insurance, and he realized that the insurance marketplace doesn't actually work as functional capitalism, and so is tackling that problem. These are the kinds of problems, I think, that are really valuable, and though they might seem like social good problems, veterans, for example, just met somebody who's starting a platform to get veterans integrated back into communities. And because he's the only technology group that's focused on that, is being approached by corporations, big and small, as well as government, with large contracts to try to figure out this problem, because it's a real problem that is not going to go away. So as you all continue to enjoy CES and to continue to hear from the people who are working in technology who are about to take the stage after me, I kind of challenge you to think about, what is the relevance? Because beyond just being cool and beyond just being a wow factor, the application of that technology, or the potential for the solutions that it could realize for people's day-to-day lives, that kind of innovation is going to drive a much larger impact, both from a market perspective and from a social impact perspective, than just having something cool to show off at a booth. So please think about that. As a group of people, I think we have a very rare opportunity also to invest in that kind of innovation. Here in the Downtown Project as an example of it, and for those who are working out there, that we might invite and create a supportive ecosystem that does that. Thank you very much, and look forward to meeting all of you.